from property tax. Plus, we'll learn about a support group in Neosho, Missouri helping caregivers of people with Alzheimer's disease. And
the Biden-Harris campaign says it's in it to win it. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington as the president continues to face mounting pressure from skeptical Democrats concerned about his re-election bid.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Police in Parsons, Kansas arrest a man for fatally shooting another man. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Anthony Saviello. It happened around 11 p.m. last night on the 2300 block of Appleton Street. Police say they arrived to find a man, Tyler Absher, lying in the street with a gunshot wound. Officers heard a voice tell them to check on the man because the speaker had shot him. The voice came from Michael Morales, who was hiding behind a tree with a gun in his hand. As officers tried to arrest Morales, he tried running, but was quickly stopped. Police then found another victim, Maurice Harper, inside a home. First responders took both victims to the hospital. Abshire is receiving care for his injuries, but Harper died from his. Official charges against Morales are still pending. We'll go to meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at our weather.
Well, today was a pretty cool day. We did have a lot of cloud coverage in the afternoon. Temperatures out in Joplin right now, 83 degrees and a light northerly breeze, which is what's keeping us relatively cool from the north, 10 miles per hour. Temperatures across the region a little bit cooler up in the northeast, 78 in Stockton, 83 in Nevada. Warmer out in the western counties, 87 in Neodesha and Independence, 86 in Veneta, 84 in Grove. So not too bad, a little bit cooler out there than we've seen for the last several days before the cold front moved through. Luckily, we're staying dry tonight. We don't have any rain chances moving in until Saturday. And until then, temperatures are going to be pretty mild. We'll talk more about it in just a bit.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Missouri voters will decide a constitutional amendment question that would exempt child care facilities from paying property taxes. Diane Dillon is a lead pre-K teacher in Joplin and hopes that if passed, the property tax exemption will benefit the children.
Hopefully, if they were not paying this property tax every year, that would provide them with extra money that they could use maybe to lower the cost of their tuition, to provide quality workers, which is essential in childcare, or to provide materials for the kids.
Voters will decide the question on August 6th. While President Biden isolates with COVID-19, there are reports of high-level Democrats making a push for the commander-in-chief to reconsider his re-election bid. But campaigns says they are pressing onward. Skyler Henry has the latest from the White House.
Vice President Kamala Harris hit the campaign trail in Fayetteville, North Carolina Thursday afternoon, pitching President Joe Biden as the clear choice for the middle class.
With every decision he makes in the Oval Office, he thinks about how it will impact working Americans. He understands.
She did not address what many are questioning: President Biden's ability to stay the course to November. Campaign leadership speaking from Milwaukee tamped down talk of a shuffle.
Our campaign is not working through any scenarios where President Biden is not the top of the ticket. He is and will be the Democratic nominee.
President Biden is isolating at his home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where doctors say he is experiencing mild COVID symptoms. It's just the latest setback in his re-election campaign. Former President Obama's office declined to comment on a Washington Post report that he has expressed concerns to allies about a, quote, diminishing path to re-election, but said the two leaders speak frequently. On Capitol Hill, Democratic leadership, including Congressman Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, have spoken with President Biden in the past week over party concerns. Others in the party are stressing unity.
He is our nominee, and unless or until he suggests different, we got work to do.
There are a little more than 100 days left until voters decide if they think President Biden is ready for another term. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
First Lady Jill Biden is also in Rehoboth Beach, and her press secretary says she has no symptoms. Former President Trump will deliver his acceptance speech at the Republican National Convention tonight. It's the culmination of a 4-day event unifying the Republican Party. RNC co-chair Laura Trump says her father-in-law was impacted by the recent shooting, and she expects to see a softer version of the former president tonight. The Secret Service, along with the FBI, briefed lawmakers yesterday on the 20-year-old Trump rally shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks. A source directly familiar with the briefing says Crooks used his phone to search for images of former President Trump and President Biden online. Crooks also searched the names of FBI Director Christopher Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland. No motive still has yet to be discovered. Still ahead, how local caregivers for Alzheimer's patients are getting some much-needed support. Plus, a groundbreaking surgery is helping kids with scoliosis move freely again. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia takes a physical toll. Researchers at Rice University found stress experienced by caregivers affects the health of cells and the body's immune system. Over time, that stress can lead to lower energy when engaging in physical activities, fewer positive emotions, and could even contribute to the caregiver developing dementia or Alzheimer's. A group of caregivers meet up once a month at Oak Point Retirement Home in Neosho, Missouri to share their burdens. The wellness director there says the biggest support can come from people who are in the same situation.
I think that just having other people that are in the same situation as them and trying to navigate through what dementia means, it is amazing. I've watched them walk out of here. They still visit. It's pretty amazing.
The support group meets on the third Thursday every month. A teenager has reunited with the doctor who restored her ability to move through a groundbreaking surgery. This updated procedure for children with scoliosis was pioneered by doctors in Philadelphia. Reporter Stephanie Stahl has more.
14-year-old Taylor O'Neill playing ping pong with her brothers, able to move freely, even though she has scoliosis, a curvature of the spine.
I was very stressed about it.
Before she was treated, Taylor spent most of her time in a brace.
I know my daughter that she wouldn't want to be braced for years, and we knew we needed to have the surgery.
After lots of research, the family chose Shriners Children's Philadelphia.
These are actually titanium screws that are placed into the vertebra.
Dr. Amir Samdani was part of the first team to test vertebral body tethering for the FDA. Instead of a rod that's used in traditional surgery for scoliosis, VBT uses a flexible cord.
But if you take a look, the tether allows the spine to move. If there was a rod in here, the spine would not be allowed to move. Shriners Hospitals for Children played a huge role in bringing tethering to the market in 2019, and now it's utilized in over 50 or 60 centers around the U.S.
Taylor had the tethering surgery 3 years ago.
Let's have you twist side to side. Good, and the other way. That's great. Great mobility.
Taylor says she had 6 weeks of recovery, and now she's fine.
I can do any sports. I can still sing and dance and act, and yeah.
So it doesn't interfere with your life?
No.
Taylor says having her back tethered was a slam dunk for her. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
Like with all surgeries, there is a chance for complications, but doctors say they are rare. Children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes have a much higher risk of mental health issues. A University of Cambridge study finds children with diabetes were twice as likely to develop mood disorders and 4 times more likely to develop issues like eating and sleep disorders. The reasons for the link aren't understood, but doctors say young people with diabetes need monitoring and support for mental health. That's a look at today's Health Watch. A little later, how the online portal to access Social Security benefits is changing for millions of Americans.
And we do have milder temps, but rain is in the forecast. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. Well, we've been experiencing more mild temperatures after the cold front that came through early Wednesday morning. We'll go ahead and take a look outside at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Few clouds in the area, but overall it's a nice sunny day. We did have a little bit more cloud coverage earlier in the afternoon, and temperatures only getting up to the mid to lower 80s across the region. So today's high 83 and our low was 65. So we're actually a little bit below average being 91 and lows being about 70 degrees. So it's been a nice change of pace. I know temperatures have been reaching triple digits last weekend and into early this week. So I know we're all enjoying those mid 80 degree temperatures, and I'm here to tell you they're not going away. We're gonna have mid 80 degree temperatures all the way through early next week. We do have those clouds in the area, but overall it's going to stay pretty dry tonight, and tomorrow we do have more rain in the forecast, which is good because we do have still some dry conditions out there. Now this is the updated drought tracker, gets updated every Thursday. So just south of Joplin, southeast of Joplin, still a little bit dry conditions, and in our western counties as well. Luckily, the rain that we're getting this weekend is going to be moving into the western counties, so hopefully that'll help out. Planning your day tomorrow, temperatures only getting up to about 84 degrees, and we're not going to see as many clouds throughout the day, maybe a cloud or two, but overall it's going to be really sunny, not getting any rainfall either, and also nice northerly breeze, about 5-10 miles per hour. So again, tomorrow's going to be a really nice day. Saturday, more clouds roll into the area ahead of some rain showers that are going to be moving in. So it's going to be a little bit cloudier, which may keep us relatively cooler on Saturday's highs, only getting up to about 81 degrees. So we do have first round of showers moving in earlier in the afternoon around 1-2 p.m. into those western counties, although that's not going to make it all the way through. And then we see more scattered thunderstorms sparking up in the morning hours on Sunday. So late Saturday night into early Sunday. So this is about 3:30 in the morning. Got a nice line of scattered thunderstorms moving into those western counties. Again, not really making it all the way through. A few isolated storms still moving into Missouri, but overall, we're not going to see a lot of rainfall accumulation, especially across all of our counties. But those western counties, which is the ones who need more rain, are getting about an inch, maybe a little bit less in some of those areas. But again, not a lot of rainfall accumulation with the storms, and we're not looking at a severe threat of storms either. But it is going to be nice to get some rainfall, keeping us cool. So Saturday only getting up to about 81, 82. Sunday, we do have those scattered thunderstorms in the morning, so we're really only getting up to about 80 degrees. Then Monday, Tuesday, still scattered to isolated thunderstorms in the area, so about 83 degrees. We also have low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s for the rest of the week.
Those 80s, loving those 80s.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're not, highest temperature in this forecast is about 94 degrees, so yeah. Not bad.
Not bad at all. I wasn't alive during the 80s, but this is probably how it felt, because everyone says it was great to be alive during the 80s.
Okay. I'm not sure if I followed the logic there, but that's okay.
That's okay. Thanks, Lindsay. A heat wave across southern Europe is causing some tourist sites to shut down. Some cities are expected to feel 110-degree temperatures by the end of the week. Greek authorities closed the ancient Acropolis, one of Greece's most famous attractions. Wildfires sparked in several countries. In Macedonia, the government declared a month-long state of crisis. Coming up, a new test shows how automatic emergency braking systems perform on some popular vehicles while going backward. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Social Security Administration has announced a change to how people access their online portal. That will affect tens of millions of people. Users who created an online account before September 18th, 2021 will now have to transition to a login.gov or an ID.me account to access their online services. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger appeared on CBS Mornings to discuss the important tools on the site.
There are great tools. You can estimate how much money you're going to get in Social Security. You can look at the different choices. And it's important that you do this because we want everybody to make this decision with a lot of information in hand.
The Social Security Administration says the website changes will not disrupt payments to anyone currently receiving benefits. Roughly 40% of Americans rely on Social Security alone for their retirement. A Bankrate survey found more than 1/3 of Americans are turning to side hustles to bring in extra money. If you're one, there are some important things to keep in mind. First, if you make more than $400 in a calendar year, you need to keep a record of income received and any expense that is business related. Also, Uncle Sam will take a slice of your side hustle income. That means that you need to estimate the taxes that will be due next April and keep that money set aside. Automatic emergency braking can prevent a crash, and not only when you are driving forward. Chris Van Cleve looks at how helpful vehicles performed when the driver put the car in reverse.
The latest test from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety looks at how small SUVs handle the potential dangers of a parking lot. The new research focuses on avoiding obstacles while backing up.
These are not the dramatic accidents, but these are the ones that people are more likely to have.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at insurance claims, they're dominated by these low-speed type of crashes.
David Ayler and his team at IIHS tested 8 small SUVs to see how the Automatic Emergency Braking System, or AEB, performed in a series of scenarios. The Ford Escape consistently avoided collisions and was given the top rating of superior, along with 3 other vehicles that stopped during most of the tests.
We see that vehicles with rear cameras, parking sensors, and rear AEB are reducing police-reported crashes by almost 80%.
3 SUVs received a lower advanced rating because they did not slow significantly when backing up at certain angles, while the Hyundai Tucson received the lowest rating of basic.
Because it was unable to avoid any of the backing crashes that we evaluate.
In a statement, Hyundai says, "We are currently evaluating the results." The company also points out the Tucson previously received an IIHS top safety pick for overall performance. The Institute says only about 1 in 4 new cars come standard with automatic rear braking.
I mean, is this technology that should be standard on most vehicles?
So we think this technology is highly effective, and we would like to see it as standard equipment.
Ayler says in 2022, nearly 1/3 of insurance claims were rear collisions. Costly crashes, technology may be able to help you avoid. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, Phoenix.
Bissell is recalling upwards of 3 million steam shot-handled steam cleaners due to a burn hazard. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the recalled steam cleaners can shoot hot water or steam onto users during use or while heating. The recall covers multiple models in the model series 39N7 and 2994. The model numbers are on the product rating label on the bottom of the unit. The recalled steamers have Steam Shot or Power Steamer printed on the side. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, a bold experiment to bridge the nation's political divide. Then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more on the constitutional amendment question going before Missourians to create a property tax exemption for daycares. And a Fort Scott High School softball standout signs to play at Pitt State. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The Miami Public Library today dove into the world magic. They hosted a performance from local magician Kevin Wade. The hour-long magic show was free to the public and available for the whole family.
He is a staple in our community. We're going to have him back for Heritage Fest this Saturday the 27th in the Kidsville area. We're going to have him back in the fall because the kids just absolutely love the show that he puts on. And he's always doing something new and different.
Kevin is based out of Miami, but performs at venues throughout the area. Gosh, I love magic. It's so fun.
You know what else is magic?
What?
These temperatures.
Oh my,
they feel
what a
fantastic.
transition.
Mid-80s all the way through the weekend. And we also have some rain chances kicking off on Sunday.
I love what I'm seeing personally. It's magic, truly. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. From all of us here, have a great evening.